गया है। मैं तिनसुकिया में 15 साल तिनसुकिया में था।
तिनसुकिया के बगल में वो कौन सा गाँव है, क्या नाम है उसका, जो उसमें अरुणाचल में लगता है, उसका क्या नाम है?
तिनसुकिया माकुम, ये
आवाज आ रही है, वो अरुणाचल में लगता है। आवाज आ रही है,
वो
आवाज आ रही है
ये
और ये
बडूंसा है। बडूंसा अच्छा है।
चलो
चलो बात करते हैं। हाँ शेर सिंह जी,
कहाँ रख रहे हो? अरे मैं तेरा को देख रहा था,
बाद में करते हैं।
ओके। तो फिर अरुणाचल में हमने जगह जगह स्कूलों में ट्रेनिंग कराई।
अच्छा,
म्याऊं
तो वो किस लिए आप गए थे? सॉरी,
डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट की ट्रेनिंग के लिए।
ओह अच्छा।
वहाँ लैंडस्लाइड ज्यादा होती है ना,
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
तो इसलिए हम
अब मुझसे ज्यादा तो आप घूमे हो तो इतना। अच्छा, तो कैसे मतलब अरुणाचल से? हाँ अच्छा, आ रही है, ठीक है।
टाइगर का है वो बोर्ड जो लगाए कौन सी है ना बैट्समैन नेम बता दो जी। बैट्समैन नेम बता दो। कौन दो बोर्ड है ना, ये अलग रखवा दे, इसका हिसाब रखो दो। एक बार बताओ सर, मैंने यहाँ स्टार्ट रिकॉर्डिंग करी है लैपटॉप में, जल्दी तो ओबीएस वाली रिकॉर्डिंग करेगी या फिर इधर से बोलते हैं ना, पीछे है लड़का सनी। हाँ तो उसको ना अब जो पीछे लड़का है उनको बोल बाहर मैंने रिकॉर्डिंग कर दी थी, इसने भी रिकॉर्डिंग ऑन कर दी है। अरे नेट कौन है?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the prestigious Dafa News Pro Corporate League Season 11. This is the second match of this Saturday afternoon between Dfcc versus 11 Aces. 11 Aces, they won the toss and they had no hesitation electing to bat first. The man in red versus the man in grey and orange. So 20 overs for them, and while the fielding side comes onto bat, they have to chase the target in 18 overs. And the reason being, they actually went the ground a bit late. So we'll have to take all those proportions into count. So all in readiness for the first ball to be bowled, despite some drops of rain. And it is actually now coming in a little more heavier. Here's the first ball of the second match. On the leg side, the wicketkeeper does very well. So first runs on the board immediately for 11 Aces. It's good ball, right on the money. Probably can do much if you can make it go up on the off stump. This time it's been delivered more onto middle and leg. The first ball was wayward, but this time it's much better. Been played a little bit on the back foot. Here's the second ball. Little bit up onto him, and the first runs will be scored off the bat now. So 2 for no loss for 11 aces. Bowler Hitesh. Bowler Hitesh. He has got this responsibility of bowling the first over for Dfcc earlier today. A match between Tata Communications and SG. Fuller ball, one leg on, one run on the leg side, gets off the mark immediately. Is Rajatdev. Harpreet having faced 2 balls already from Hitesh. This time inside out, 2-3 bounces towards the man at sweeper cover. So first match it scored very good runs. Tata Communications having elected to bat first on this very ground. They scored 189. One run in the offering, almost at the same angle where the previous ball was being bowled. And in SG, when they had the bat in their hand, they managed to chase the target down. Shot outside off stump, it's in the air. This could be a wicket, but no, it just evades the fielder. And towards more square, third man boundary for 4 runs. Was trying to take the aerial route. You can see the intentions being very clear here from 11 aces. But fortunate thing for them, they have all the 20 overs intact. Despite the rain coming in very hard now. And we are still having this play. But it's a good start to the innings. 9 for no loss for 11 aces. Dfcc almost having a wicket opportunity in the last ball of this first over. So none for 9 for Hitesh.
Bowler name. Bowler name. Bowler name.
Divakar has the ball in his hand. Will start off the second over for Dfcc. Here versus 11 aces, the second match of this weekend of Saturday. Short delivery outside off stump, didn't have enough legs to go towards the batsman. That's the reason he had to check and play that stroke towards mid-off. No run, the score remains on 9 for no loss for 11 aces. Spite of a delayed start here, we're supposed to start by around 3, and that will be the second wide of this match. The first one was of the very first ball, but now again, so the line and length has to be very much consistently being done here, or else for very much of the time you see the extras. Short ball, just 1 run. Depths very slowly towards, very softly I would say, towards the man at gully for just 1 run. 1 run. Score moves on to double figures now for 11 aces. 11 for no loss in the second over with 4 more legitimate deliveries remaining. Outside off stump, very outside off stump, much to the dislike of the bowler, and the umpire has to put his hands left and right to signal a wide. So 2 wides already, and we have 4 deliveries still intact from Divakar as the score moves on to 12 for no loss for 11 aces. Shot outside off stump, taking side edge, but he was very lucky that it didn't go on to the stumps, but very well done by the wicketkeeper to stop in onto his left side. Remember, there is a helmet on the back of the wicketkeeper, and as per the rules, if the ball goes towards that helmet, 5 runs will be awarded as a penalty. So really need to be aware of that. Fine, there's a swing, there's a full toss on the leg side. He could have easily played in on the leg side. Probably the swing actually undone him in his movement in the crease. The score will remain on 12 for no loss. A little of economical over in terms of the deliveries, legitimate ones that's been bowled. But he has already bowled 2 wides in this over. At Harpreet and Rajatdeep. Harpreet on Harpreet on 6 not out of 6. Rajatdeep on 3 not out of 4. Left the ball alone, and Harpreet immediately looks at the umpire. For a moment, he felt that it might be a wide, but the umpire felt that it was well within the line that belongs to him. So one more ball remaining in this second over. Score remains on 12 for no loss. Outside off stump, team connected too well, but probably will go for the second one. The misfield will allow them to get the second one very easily. So after the end of the second over, it's 14 for no loss for 11 aces.
Same bowler.
Slowly played outside off stump for just a single. $15 for no loss.
ये काला बॉटल है क्या यहाँ पे?
उधर ही रखा था सर आपका ना रखा तो लेकिन देखा तो
That's a very good shot. A good thumping stroke to bring up the maximum for 11 aces. He hits it with full authority. And the score will now move on to 21 for no loss with that huge 6 from Harpreet. He means business here with the way he hit that stroke.
ना पड़ेगा. कहीं चली गई क्या?
That's another very good stroke for half a dozen for Harpreet. He's going on his business very well. He knows exactly where to target that strokes, and anything short outside of stump, anything in his zone, he is being disdainfully hitting those strokes. Thank you. So 2 back-to-back 6s here for Harpreet. That will give him a whole lot of confidence going forward. As the score now moves on to 27 for no loss. Playing very well. Immediately he hits the stroke and calls for a single and gives it to Rajatdeep, who's on 4 not out of 5. And the score moves on to 28 for no loss for 11 aces. And they can take a leaf out of the book of how both Tata Communications and SG played at this very venue. Having batting first, Tata Communications scored 189 and then SG scored 192. Outside off stump, he takes the full Monty and the hitting will fetch him 6 runs across to ground number 2. All the strokes have been hit to perfection and the score will move on to 34 for no loss. Little outside off stump and he didn't require any second invitation to clear the ground and all across to the second one. So 11 aces, they have started off this innings beautifully here versus Dfcc. So a lot of questions galore now. On the leg side, the line has not been perfect here. Will not be an overthrow. Wicketkeeper meant some business. So with that 1 run, the score will be now 35 for no loss after the end of 3 overs. Rajatdeep on 11 not out of 7. Harpreet 21 not out of 11.
Charger.
Driven beautifully down the ground, well back past the bowler. This is as straight as an arrow. And someone to the likes of probably Brian Lara or Sachin Tendulkar will be so proud if they have a replay of this stroke being played. It was so straight and have been hit with some conviction by the batsman. Way outside off stump. The energy was there. That will be wide and that will be by also. The scamper for the run. So 2 runs for the taking. This is not good bowling. 6 runs already from 1 ball. And it's a no ball. So there is a free hit coming. So mind you, this only the run out will be inflicted. But he can have all the time in his world to hit it anywhere across this ground. So free hit coming out from Diwakar. Outside off stump, better delivery. That's what the batsman is Harpreet thinking that he could have hit it. I'm sure he has a smile in his face, but deep down he knows that he could have actually hit it anywhere across the ground because it was a free hit. But he's anyways doing very well. 21 not out of 12. It's in the air, but there is no fielder, and he tries to stop it with his foot, but it had just actually kissed the rope, and that will be a boundary. And the score will now move on to 45 for no loss in 3.3 overs. 3 more deliveries remaining in the 4th over. Harpreet, every time the ball comes onto his, you can see how much room he makes for himself to place those strokes. It's actually predetermining himself to play some area of strokes, and this is nothing different. Divakar none for 15. Outside off stump, little bit of an angle bet. Yeah, there you go. He was trying to play it over extra cover, but but the pace was not there in the delivery from Divakar. But nonetheless, one run there for the offering, and the score will move on to 46 for no loss, and Divakar on to 26 of 14 deliveries with two more balls remaining in this Divakar's over. Full toss, didn't quite get a no ball signal immediately from the square leg umpire. And that's height. That's what the square leg umpire is signaling. It's because of the height that a no ball has been signaled, and the signal from is that it's a free hit. Mind you, that was a no ball. It's a free hit coming up again now from Divakar. Gives himself some room. It didn't connect too well, but that's a wide and it's a boundary also. So not the quite over that any captain, or in fact Divakar, would have loved to see. And to put some more salt into the injury, the free hit remains because that was not a legitimate delivery wide, then a boundary. This has already considered 23 runs of 10 balls. So free hit remains, and that's coming up. Shuffles himself right onto the off stump. You can see how much disappointment that Harpreet has on his face. He's trying to clear towards the square leg boundary. There's no one actually. वहाँ पे कोई है ही नहीं. Fielder shot है इनके. पूरे नहीं आए. That's what he's trying to do on the leg side. And that's a wide delivery, of course. So just one run. The fielder is a little short, and that's not a perfect scene that as a fielding side you'd look out for. So anything on the leg side, it's actually like a free hit for you. And outside off stump and very wide. This is like an over which is never going to end. This is probably the most expensive over. It's none for 25 in 11 balls with one more delivery still remaining. Will be someone really needs to walk up to him and say so 55 for no loss with one more ball remaining in the fourth over. Mind you, the fielding team that will just have 18 overs to chase whatever will be given to them from the fielding side, from the batting side. Over the wicket now. Was trying to hit it more towards the square leg, but there is no one, and the connection was not perfect. Four overs have been bowled. The score remains on 55 for no loss for 11 aces. Dot ball.
अभी वो गए थे
जस्सी होगा आपको में वैसे जसमीत नाम है
जबकि ये तेरा ऊपर ही 5वां नंबर 18
क्या नाम है? जसप्रीत.
जस्सी
Let's see. So Jussi has the ball in his hand. It's 55 for no loss in 4 overs. Outside off stump, very outside off stump, just marginal outside that wide line delivery. So wide to start off from Jussi. Score will move on to 56 for no loss. Taken on a full, got a little bit of it fingertip and straight to the fielder at mid on or mid off. At 11 aces, they have started off very well. And today in both the matches and including this, the wickets haven't come up. This is smashed. This is smashed right over the bowler's head and on towards the boundary for 4. This time through the bat of Rajatdeep. And he'll move on to the 20s in 10 balls and the score will move on to 60 for no loss with that stroke. This is good hitting, little short from Jussi and he took the aerial route. Very short outside off stump. He could have hit it anywhere. We'll wait for the umpire signal. Bye signal from the umpire. So 1 run as Harpreet gives it. As Rajadev gives it to Harpreet, who's on 26 or 16. In the first match also, Tata Communications had a huge opening partnership of 154. And
Let's go.
Smash it very well. There's no one protecting the boundary. Exactly what he was trying to do in the previous over also. And this time he connected it very well. And right in the middle of the bat and on towards the boundary. The score will now move on to 65 for no loss with that stroke. Probably a little more force and he could have got 4+2. But nonetheless, he'll be very much satisfied with the kind of innings that he is playing as of now for 11 aces. 65 for no loss in the 5th over with 2 more deliveries remaining from Jussi. So the man in red, they're going on the business very tightly and very enforcedly, saying that we mean business here. This time, little tighter. There is a fielder. Oh, he's circling on the ball. It will fall right in the middle of both the fielders. There's one coming in from long off. There's one coming in from mid wicket, and that's what they're communicating. This is very important that you shut out mine. Jussi almost had a wicket of his first over, but that has now eluded him. 67 for no loss. Flighted delivery this time, smashes it very well. Every fielder here was a spectator as the ball went all along the carpet and on towards the boundary, towards the covers for 4. This is very good hitting. You can see the smile on the face of Harpreet as he communicates with Rajatdeep. That's the area. Every time it leaves the bat, he has so much of energy. The way he plays that stroke, you can feel the energy. And this is not good this is not good signs for Dfcc as they're still looking out for the solitary wicket, but for 11 aces it's 71 for no loss in 5 overs.
Bowler.
थोड़ा सा वैसे अरे बस क्या हो गया नहीं कहाँ
पानी भरना
कैसे मारा good shot. Another one towards the square leg boundary for 4. They're dealing with boundaries and 6s here. 11 aces. It sometimes looks like a highlights package, the way they have been converting those strokes onto boundaries. So Sujoy has been given the responsibility of picking up a wicket, but in the very first ball, the way both Harpreet and Rajatdeep, the kind of form they are looking sometimes very difficult to pick up a wicket. Good ball. He was trying to flick the ball, but at the very last moment, thought to just defend it and give respect to the bowler. So dot delivery score is now 75 for no loss. Fighting delivery, smashes it and smashes it very well. This is good hitting. I was saying we were trying to look at the highlights package. This is another one that we can stitch onto it. As soon as the ball was flighted onto the off stump, he hit like a tracer bullet that went very high and thick and fast. You definitely love that. And Rajatdeep moves on to 30 of 14 deliveries with that stroke, and the score on to 81 for no loss for 11 aces. This is brilliant batting from both the batsmen, from Harpreet and Rajatdeep, with three more deliveries remaining from Dada Sujoy. Flighted delivery again. Oh, almost. We almost had something. Did you have an inside edge? Ah, wicketkeeper is on his haunches and hands on head for Sujoy. We really don't know what transpired there. But nonetheless, the batsman survives and the score remains on 81 for no loss. This time doesn't flight the ball, but softly plays towards the cover for a single, and the numbers will be exchanged. And Rajat gives it to Harpreet, who's on 36 of 19, and the score is now 82 for no loss for 11 aces. By the look of it, if they go on consistently without probably losing a wicket to two, they should be covering around 180, 190. Flights a ball coming down the wicket, and this time it's an appeal. It's an appeal, and the dreaded finger goes up. Finally, a wicket, and Dada Sujoy is the one who gives the breakthrough for Dfcc. As the wicketkeeper joins in the party, and his colleagues also from the covers. So the first wicket down for the man in red, 11 aces, is 82 for one in this sixth over, as Harpreet has to take the long walk back after making 36 of 20 deliveries.
Batsman name. Batsman plus bowler. Batsman. Sandy. Dafa.
Dada Sujoy, no?
पावर प्ले हो गया ना, पावर प्ले हो गया।
क्या हुआ? अभी कौन आया है बॉलर? Vinod is the new bowler being introduced in the attack by Dfcc. Wicket has just been fallen, and Dada Sujoy is the one who gave the breakthrough for Dfcc. It was a big fish in the form of Harpreet, who scored 36 of 20 deliveries. Naya batsman gone, Sandy. Taken on the full over the bowler's head and towards the square leg boundary for 4. This is a good start for Rajadip. On to 35 of 17 now, taken on the full. Fulka's delivery first ball. They've already seen how his colleagues have been treated, and now this is an absolute delight the way they have been given this juicy balls to play all across the ground. They know that the fielding side are some fielder short, so they're toying with the bowlers now. Sandy is at the non-strike end. Full toss, hits straight back to the bowler, who thankfully manages to get some footing onto the ball, which actually negated the pace of the ball, and on towards the long off for a single. And now Sandy will have the strike. He is the new batsman who has come onto the crease to join Rajat, who has played a good knock of 36 of 19. He just lost his partner Harpreet. It is 7 for 1. Good ball, very good ball. Outside off stump delivery. For a moment, he thought that it might just be a wide. Lighting delivery. Driven very well. Little bit of a misfield will allow Sandy to get off the mark of the second ball. Now the wind is blowing in the opposite direction. देखना ये मैंने मुंह लगाया हुआ था. He'll be now bowling to Rajat. Slightly delivery, he was trying to hit the full Monty. Didn't connect it, but the wicketkeeper did very well to keep his eyes light till the last moment, which allowed him to keep it safely onto his gloves. Outside off stump, driven very well, but just one run as Wuvi, jersey number 47. He curves the ball at long off for just a single, and it will also bring the end of the over. 7 overs have been bowled. 11 aces are now 89 for 1 versus Dfcc. This is the prestigious Dafa News Pro Corporate League. Season 11 being played here at ground number 3 of the PCL Sports Complex, Noida, as Dada Sujoy will continue his second over of his spell. He has got a wicket of the very last ball of his first over, so he's not short of any confidence. From a distance, he actually looks like Shahid Kirmani if you look at his face. So he has a smile in his face. Shahid Kirmani is a very known figure in Indian cricket. He has contributed so much. I'm sure he'll definitely take a confidence and lift out of him. But a wicket to his name can give him so much of confidence. He's the one who has given the much needed breakthrough for Dfcc. But 11 aces, and they have their footing rightly firm at 89 for 1 in 7 overs. So they are getting it at almost 12 runs an over. So that's the one. So you need to drive the runs and get the wickets moving also. And the wind is now blowing in the opposite direction. In the early in the morning, it was blowing from left to right. Now it's blowing from right to left. So Yes, so you need to probably have your man heavily pegged on the offside because they can hit it with the wind and that it's going to at least go away from you. So you need to be careful with that. Anything little shorter or more fuller can actually fetch them the long run. That's the joy. That was short. It held all along the gun. This was like a walk in the garden for Rajadip. He has already seen this ball like a football, and such juicy half volleys will not go anywhere but towards the boundary. Who has moved on to now 41 of 21, and the score on to 93 for 1 for 11 aces. Short delivery. This time it is with much authority, but there is protection at square leg this time. So just one run, but he hit it with as much power as much as possible. It will give Sandy on to strike. One not out of two. Flies the ball well this time. Given it's some air, was Dada Sujoy. He knows he has just come to the crease. He needs some time to settle himself, and that's a good one. He is bowled a quicker one. Very short this time, but that was quickly bowled also. So just one run, and Sandy will cross numbers with Rajatdeep, who's on 42 of 22. Very short this time. The fielder does it very well towards the shorter square leg. So no run. The score will remain on 95 for 1. And I'm sure Dada Sujoy will be a pleased man because this over has been pretty quiet as of now. Flights the ball well, didn't connect. He was trying to go for the long hit, and that's a very good economical over. Just one boundary and two singles. 6 runs in this over. 8 overs being bowled. 11 aces are now 95 for 1 versus Dfcc. Smashes it back to the bowler. A polite inquiry that he might had his fingertips. Everything was possible there. Every possible form of run out that you can see on the cricket field, and the dreaded finger goes up. So both the opening batsmen now are back in the pavilion. He's disappointed. He's very disappointed, and why not? Flicks his bat in the air. Oh, yeah. So yes, I think the inquiry was very much polite because he felt that there's definite finger tip onto that ball, and that's why the appeal went away straight. And the umpire, after much deliberation and thought in his mind, raised his finger to signal that Rajadip has to go back to the pavilion, but not before he has scored a very good 42 of 25. I'm sure there will be a rousing applause for him as he goes back to the dugout, but he'll be very disappointed. All the stumps came out. That was hit it very. It was hit very powerfully, mind you, but he did very well. The bowler to put some part of his finger onto that ball, and eventually, then the second wicket down, 95 for 2 for 11 aces, and now both the opening batters are back in the hut, and that will be good signs here for DFCC. That's what you really need to see. Naya batsman कौन है? Now Sandy is the one who will be facing Vinod. Almost lost his wicket there. But the wicketkeeper has to go a long way back of him to retrieve that ball. And that's because of the fast outfield that the ball, as soon as it leaves the bat, it goes on so ferociously hard that sometimes you need to keep on chasing and chasing. That's what the wicketkeeper had to do. Sandy eventually gets 1 run. And Amandeep Singh is the new batter who has joined Sandeep. Has joined Sandy, and he'll be facing his first ball now from Vinod. The score is now on 96 for 2 with that single. Waited for that ball to come. He has seen much of this 7-8 overs of the match from the dugout, so he knows exactly what his role will be. Trying to wait for the ball to come. Played very well. Will eventually get off the marker. Is Aman in his second ball, and the score will now move on to 97 for 2 in the 9th over. Mind you, they will get 20 overs to bat, but while they have the ball in their hand, they only have to bowl 18 overs versus Dfcc. Quicker ball this time, and on the back foot being played by Sandy towards Woody, just number 47 at long off for just 1 run. The score on to 98 for 2. They're going at the business quietly. They've lost 2 wickets, all right, but the run rate is very healthy. So that's the one that the FCC has to be really conscious of. Right, a delivery sweeps it very well, but there is a protection for just 1 run. He'll exchange numbers with Sandy, and the score will move on to 99 for 2 with that single. But both Rajatdeep and Harpreet, they laid the foundation for a very good beginning here for 11 aces. So 8 overs have been bowled. In fact, 9 overs have been bowled, and the score is 99 for 2 for 11 aces. But a good rolling start that was from Harpreet and Rajatdeep. Harpreet was the one who got out first, scoring 36 of 20, and then an unfortunate run out, I would say, of Rajatdeep, who had to go back to the pavilion. Almost a comedy of errors which occurred there. He smashed it right back to the bowler, who felt that he got a ding fingertip, and eventually the dreaded finger. Flights the ball, Dada Sujoy, there's no one there, just inside, we felt, and it's actually a boundary. And now 4 runs being signaled, and that will bring the 100 up for 11 aces. 103 for 2. That was smashed, and probably that ball got out of sight the moment it was being smashed. Dada Sujoy has a wicket to his name, but in his previous over, there was not much to his liking, and now in the very first ball being hit for a boundary. So pressure immediately on Dada Sujoy, and the new batter 6 not out of 4, and this boundary will give him much needed impetus to his innings, and the score, as I mentioned, 103 for 2. Quicker delivery this time from Dada Sujoy, more towards the man at long on. They're playing very freely in the park. It's almost like a jog in the park between Sandy and Aman. They don't sense too much of danger. The field is spread. They have now almost more than 10 overs to be played. Again, there you can see not much they need to do. Just flick the ball. They know the stage has been set here. They can go along and march very slowly as one more single being taken of Dada Sujoy, and the score on to 105 for 2. Right, a delivery this time on the back foot being played by Aman. Probably a little frustrated. He was trying to hit it more squarer between that point fielder, because there's no one behind there If he can get more squarer, probably it will be a boundary. But nonetheless, 1 run being scored, 105 for 2. Flight a delivery outside off stump. Sandy waited and waited for ages, like as the ball came and played little softly, and that will bring the end. Now there actually one more ball remaining. Better delivery is time to Aman. Goes on a back foot, plays very well. This is half a dozen for Aman. Hands on head from Dfcc. He knows he cannot afford to have done that. It was a very, very quiet over, but it was only made, the decibels only went up in the last ball as it went for the maximum 6 runs for Aman, and the score is now on to 113 for 2 after the end of 10 overs. Not हुआ नहीं है वैसे एक भी. अच्छा लग रहा है. अच्छा लग रहा है. 1-1-3 for 2 in 10 overs. Vinod to continue his spell of his third over. Sandy on 7 not out of 10. Aman 14 not out of 7. Aman is the one who has joined the crease with Sandy after the fall of the second wicket. Flighted delivery outside off stump. He looks more compact than Sandy as of now while he was trying to play the stroke. You can see his most of the strokes that Aman has played. It's straight out of those copybook strokes that you generally find in the coaching manual. It looks to be more flamboyant. Score is now 1-1-5 for 2. Flies the delivery. Huge appeal. But the umpire immediately nods. Not out. Every time any batter tries to attempt that sweep stroke and he misses, you can see that the appeal goes up in unison from everyone, especially from the bowler and the wicket keeper. Remains on 1-1-5 for 2. Gives himself some room, Sandy, and plays it towards the sweeper cover. With just one run, 1-1-6 for 2 for 11 aces now. And Dfcc, despite having got 2 wickets, they need some more to inflict injuries and to drive the runs, create some more pressure on 11 aces. That's the ball again. This time he'll be disappointed. Now when he was trying to hit the long stroke, you've seen in the last match a flick. It went so high on towards the paddy fields. So the balls are definitely in question. That's not the shorter side of the boundary, mind you. But if he can get it, he can get some good runs onto the ladder. Last ball of his over. Waited for it and cuts it very well, and he will keep the strike. So 11 overs have been bowled. The 11 S's are now 1-1-7 for 2. इनका लास्ट ओवर है ना. Dfcc will continue his spell, and this will be the last over of his quota of bowling. He already has a figure of 3 overs, 1 for 31. Got a wicket in his very first over, last ball of his first over, but after that he has been gone for some runs. So he'll be happy a lot if he can probably pick up a couple of wickets, if not one, in this over. Flies his delivery on to Aman. Probably he would have waited for 1 millisecond more and he could have hit it more squarer towards the boundary. But nonetheless, you have to be happy with 1 run and give it to Sandy, who's on 8 not out of 12. 1-1-8 for 2. Tries the ball again, this time little more uppish, and that's the one that we were talking about for Aman. But this time Sandy says this is the way that you place this stroke, more towards the sweeper cover boundary for 4. And Sandy now moves on to double figures, on to 12 of 13 and the score on to 122 for 2 for 11 aces in the 12th over. With 4 more balls remaining. This was very slow from Dfcc, and also outside off stump. Had plenty of time to go on the back foot and played more towards the sweeper cover, and he was rewarded with 4 runs. So 122 for 2. The pressure has been tightly applied by these 2 batsmen. Tries the ball again, this time on the leg side. He almost stood up to the delivery while playing it, Sandy. But 1 run nonetheless, and gives it to Aman, and the score moves on to 1-2-3 for 2. Flights the ball, Aman takes the sweep, but he didn't connect too much well. But it looked very well when he swept that stroke. Taken wide outside off some, waited for the delivery to come. but negated any spin on that and played it very well all along the carpet for 1 run. This time little quicker, and we'll go towards the same fielder as Sandy will rotate numbers with Aman and gives him the single and the score on 225 for 2 with one more ball remaining in the fourth over from Dada Sujo and to complete the 12 overs. He almost threw that ball. It's a no ball. अलग तरीके से दिया. Probably some issues with his shoulder or something. He almost threw that ball. This time little quicker. Aman is up to the task. Behind the trees for huge maximum. What a stroke that was. He was waiting almost the whole day for the delivery to come. And this time Dada Sujoy gave him on his plate and he said, thank you so much. And 6 runs for me and for my team. So 12 runs have been bowled. The score is now 132 for 2. What a nice thumping stroke that was from Aman. He already looked like a compact player, and this stroke sums up the kind of form that he is in. So the figures have been little destroyed for Dada Sujoy after having picked up 1 wicket. He's now on to 1 for 40 in his 4 overs. Not the kind of bowling figures you dream or imagine for yourself, especially when you're playing versus a very strong contender, a team like 11 Aces. They've already shown what they can do. A very good platform being sold by the opening partnership of Rajatdeep and Harpreet, and then a couple of wickets gone down. But this partnership is sowing some new seeds of germination. If they germinate very quickly, it might be problems galore here from Dfcc. Mind you, Dfcc only will get 18 overs to chase this target, but 11 Aces, 20 overs is they will get, and so they need to keep that in mind. Shot outside off stump, didn't get much to do, and Sandy will really be mindful of keeping his back foot right on the crease because he was a little outside the crease while trying to smash that stroke. Wicketkeeper, he did well. Outside off some smash very well, but there is protection. So just 1 run. Ask him to throw it up immediately, not to keep on joggling with that ball. Bit of a misfield, but no damage done. Just 1 run as Sandy gives a strike to Aman, and the score now moves on to 133 for 2, with 4 more deliveries remaining from Hitesh. Little bit in the air, and the connection is very perfect from Aman. For one time we thought that he'll just get a single. The fielder coming in was not slow, but the ball had the pace and the legs to go towards the boundary. This is helpfully played by Aman. He exactly knew where the fielders were, and that bisected the fielder at point and towards the boundary for 4 runs. And the score will move now 137 for 2 for 11 Aces. These are not good signs here for Dfcc. The runs are coming thick and fast here. Really need to find out a way to get a wicket. Short delivery outside again. Minimal of a footwork, was trying to cut that ball between point, but into the safe gloves of the wicket keeper. The score remains on 137 for 2. Short delivery, little bit up onto him, played towards the fielder at cover. It was more like a check drive from Aman. It looks very good. He's looking compact on the leg side, on the off side. Short delivery, lashes onto it, but we'll just get 1 run for all those stroke making that he did. But every time he plays that stroke, he looks very elegant, very beautiful, to be honest. And had he played little more uppishly, you never know, he might have got the maximum. But that will bring the end of the over. 13 overs have been bowled, and it's 138 for 2 for 11 Aces versus Dfcc. This is the second match of this Saturday weekend. We have of one match to be played here on Sunday tomorrow, and then remaining two matches to be played on ground number one, which is tomorrow. But today, this pitch has played very true to its senses. The first one produced very good runs, and now in the first innings also is turning out to be the same way. Played very well, waited for the ball to come. He tried to fit it from his feet, but the ball will go, still have the energy and the legs to go towards the boundary. Aman is now toying with the ball, with the ballers, I would say. Jussi had that ball in his hand, but 4 runs immediately off the way. First ball flighted the delivery outside off stump. He knew exactly where he was trying to place Aman, and 4 runs being awarded to him. So he's on 33 of now 18 balls is Aman. Mind you, he came at the fall of the second wicket and has come after Sandy. Flighting delivery outside from Jussi. Didn't connect too well. It was in the air. But luckily for him, there was no fielder and fell at no man's land. And we'll give it to Sandy, who's on to 15 not out of 17. And the score on to 143 for 2. Played it very well. There is a fielder who he drops it. Again, you just believe it. He settled so well underneath that ball. They'll get a couple of runs to add injury, to add some pinch of salt into that wound. And Jussi, he couldn't believe what he saw right now. A couple of runs for Sandy. Smashes it all along the carpet again, but just 1 run. But he settled very well. The fielder at long on waited patiently for the ball to come, but didn't cover himself well enough, and the ball just looped out of him. And 2 runs being taken. Now Aman on strike, flies that ball, smash it over Sandy. This was powerfully hit from Aman. This is very good stroke. That's the power of a man who's oozing with confidence. There's no one, not even a particular fielder that you can mark out who moved while that stroke was being hit. But it was only Sandy at the non-striker's end who has to sit down for that ball. It came at a rocketed pace from Aman, and the score will now move on to 154 for 2 with that stroke. Flies the ball well. This time defensively played little bit more on towards the ground, but 1 run, and he'll give it to Sandy. 155 for 2 with that single. And he's calling on for some drinks to get some fluid onto his stomach, and why not? He has been playing beautifully for 11 aces. And 14 overs have been bowled. 11 aces are now 154 for 2. This partnership is causing some concerns here, I'm sure, for the captain of Dfcc. At the fall of the second wicket, we thought they might just come and be at the driver's seat, but at the moment it's Aman and Sandy who's stitching a very good partnership. And never know. And what the cheer is all about, probably he's not in a playing 11, but he is getting the duties of carrying water to his teammates. But it's always good to see. You get the cheers, you know you're playing as a team. It's a team sport, cricket. And today, don't forget, it's India's match, India versus Bangladesh at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. It's a T20 fever. And the fever is going on right there at US and West Indies today. Right in the morning, West Indies won versus USA by 9 wickets yesterday. South Africa won by 7 runs versus England. You never know what unfolds versus the Bangla Tigers in the evening. Shot outside of stump. He had so much of time to play that stroke. He's bemused. Everyone is bemused, including Aman. He didn't make any foot movement there. Just very short. Probably he would have hit it twice. Could have probably got 12 runs with 1 stroke. Short ball again. This time Aman says, I'll deflect it, and I'll deflect it wherever I could. 4 runs for Aman. The score will move on to 158 for 2, and Aman himself on to 46. अभी क्या तो अभी 150 होगा 155 होगा 155 for 2 अमन 42 very well bowled short delivery again Aman climbs onto it gives it to Sandy अभी ठीक है score short delivery again uh, as per the protocol and that's good to see hands up immediately and just a polite inquiry whether to check he's okay and it's good to see the camaraderie we know it's sport can be sometimes very cruel it's good to see the bowler running up and the wicket keeper also checking on Sandy either is okay he says I'm perfectly fine so he goes back to his bowling strike we're now bowling to Sandy outside off stump but didn't have the pace to connect the delivery but nonetheless we'll exchange numbers with Aman, who's on to 42 of 21, just 2 strokes away from what will be a magnificent half century for Aman. Plays it very well. That's the kind of strokes that you love to see apart from those boundaries. How you're managing and helping yourself to find the gaps to rotate the strike, the ones and the twos. But this partnership, as mentioned earlier, between Aman and Sandy is causing a pain for the captain because he's still searching for an answer to get that solitary third wicket. At the moment, it's the 15 overs have been bowled and the score will now move on to 157 for 2. अभी 158 होगा कि क्या होगा वरना वहाँ पे भी सेम ही होगा ना एक रन के बाद हो गया ना So 5 overs more remaining. So that means 30 more balls. If they can fructify what they have done in this partnership, they can target over 190 or 200. You never know. The first match also we were thinking that Tata Communications might just come up with 210, 215 in the first innings. Flights that ball, huge inside edge. Aman was trying to go and lash it and use the long handle but couldn't connect it. But the wicketkeeper did very well. He's really up to the task. So no run, the score remains on 158 for 2 for 11 aces. As Vinod in his last over of his spell flies the ball on the leg side again, doesn't connect it. This is good bowling. He knew exactly what Aman is trying to do. He's just 2 strokes away from his half century, but they also trying to go along with the game and make full use of the spinners and use the long handle. Okay. This time little shorter, little bit more quicker. Can you believe that ball actually has gone towards the boundary? Both the fielders were coming in slowly. They are almost on a collision route, but the ball said, "Thank you, bye bye. I'll make my way," and it went towards the sweeper boundary for 4 runs, and that will make Aman on to 47, just a stroke away from a half century now. 47 of 25. And the score on to 162 for 2. Plays it very well, Aman. There's no rush of blood, as you can see, and almost at the same direction this time. Both the fielders were very aware of not to be there. And a polite inquiry towards the square leg umpire for a run out appeal. They're always trying to see. Sometimes while you're trying to jog yourself, you forget that the ball is coming at a more faster rate on towards you, and that's the time when you fail to go inside your crease. That's probably just happened. But Sandy is there safe as houses, and as the score will now move on to 163 for 2 for 11 aces. The run rate is very, very tight, very good. It's very healthy. So Dfcc here really now coming down the wicket. That's a charge, and the fielder will just be a spectator over him for half a dozen. That's a maximum runs for Sandy as he moves on to 27 and the score on to 169 for 11 aces. With one more delivery remaining in the 16th over, they're really not being able to find any answers against this batsmanship, I would say swordmanship of both Aman and Sandy. It has been definitely tough going here for almost all the bowlers in question from Dfcc. Every time the ball has been lifted up, being flighted, they've been managed to find the gaps. And this time was no different as the score with a huge 6 goes into 169 for 2 in the 16th over. Flighted the delivery, but he has angled that ball also more towards the square leg boundary for 4 runs. This is good. This is definitely good here from both from Sandy and Aman. A 6 followed by boundary. 173 for 2 after the end of 16 overs with 4 more overs remaining. नहीं इतना सारा मेरे लिए लेके आप लोग के लिए लेके नहीं है पक्का ना थैंक यू लेकिन ना ये लोग को is looking very strong now. फिफ्टी हो गई है sorry so my apologies due to some technical issues we will see but Aman has actually won his half century so this is very good craftsmanship of the batting of the highest order. Also get on with the correct score very soon but the wind is blowing very heavily now. He's played well. Did he check this stroke well? And the fielder will take it. At last this partnership has been broken and Sandy was trying to cover the ground and in pursuit of doing that he has perished and the third wicket will be down and this partnership between Sandy and Ahmad has been finally broken. The third wicket for now. $175 for 3. Yes, and this is looking a little dejected while he's going back to the Kailash Tiwari is the new batsman who has joined Aman. Smashes it so well. I've said he looks compact, and this time this compact player by the name of Aman has scored a maximum runs. This is so good. This is glorious to die. It always gives you a soothing feeling when those 6 runs comes up, and this is one of the most highlighted stroke making of the highest order from Aman. 182 for 3 with that 6. This is very good batting from Aman for 11 aces. Short delivery again. This time he flicks. It flicks very well, and it'll be a boundary. This is good stroke making from Aman. It goes from power to power and becomes from stronger to stronger as he's hitting almost every bowler to all parts of the corner. Probably some words being exchanged. It's not looking very ugly. It can go. This might be some heated exchange, but all done and dusted now. A 6, a 10, a 4 from Aman. He looks to be some class. He's some talent. Let me tell you, it's never easy when you're picking the stroke. Probably the second time in the day's match that I've seen a flick stroke being played to contention. Last time it was 6, this time it's 4 runs from Aman. And he's on to 59 of 29 now. And the score is on to 186 for 3 in the 17th over. Divakar. Divakar has the ball in his hand and he'll start off with a wide. You're trying to drive the runs, but this extras will not help the cause at all. And the score is now 187 for 3 with that single. So all 6 balls still remaining. They've managed to break this partnership between Sandy and Aman, with Sandy going back to the pavilion, not being able to clear the infield. Managed just to play down the throat of the fielder at long off. Outside off stump, it didn't get enough onto the bat. The ball will go all along towards the carpet, towards the man at long on for 1 run, and it will give Aman the opportunity to now use the long handle. He's on 59 of 30. He's the one. He's the mainstay. He's the big fish now for Dfcc. Short delivery. And a man at cover didn't do justice, but Aman will do justice to his batting because that ball has gone just between the mid wicket and cover boundary for 4 runs. 192 now for 3 in the 18th over. And you never know, with less than 3 overs remaining, they might just go over 200, 210 or 215. You never know. Thanks to Aman, it's going at a very good pace rate. Well, back past the ball for a single, which will make to 193, and Aman on to 64 of 32. He came in at the fall of the 2nd wicket after Sandy. But what a start that was. Oh, good shot. Very good shot. If he knew exactly where he is trying to hit, and that's maximum here from the sword of Kailash. He moves on to 8 of 2. It was on the leg side. Actually 4 runs, not 6, but 4 runs. So probably just a bounce before the rope and on towards the boundary. But this is good, clean hitting. Short delivery outside off stump. He was almost jogging in towards halfway on toward the pitch. A polite inquiry towards the umpire. And, no signal from him, so that's a dot delivery. 197 for 3. Played well back towards a non-strike. Aman is charging for the second one. This is good running. Very, very good running. As soon as he completed the first one, he was almost there in the half of the pitch, and his partner was still calling in. So he was going towards the danger end, and he did very well. 199 for 3 with that couple, and also will bring the end of the 18th over. So 2 overs more remaining, and they're inching just 1 run away from the 200 mark. Let me remind everyone that Dfcc, while they come out to bat, they will be only getting 18 overs to chase the target. So pressure will be on them immediately when they come on to bat. हाँ क्योंकि वो लेट आया ना वो लोग 2 ओवर्स इसलिए निकाल दिए उन्होंने On the leg side, he flicks it very well. This is 6. This is handsome run, and the 200 is up for 11 for SS11. 205 for 3 with the thumping of a stroke from Aman. Lovely stroke making this is, and he moves on to 70 of just 33 deliveries. 72. Beg your pardon. Lovely stroke. Again, all along the carpet. Bit of a misfield that will allow them to come for the second one. They've been waiting for opportunities. That was an opportunity, and they definitely played in the hands of the fielder for a couple of runs. There was 6, then a couple, and the score on to 207 for 3. Not looking good at the moment for Dfcc until they have the bat in their hand. And Sagar, 21 runs, 1 for 21. Short delivery. You can hear the sound of the ball hitting the timber. 6 runs. What a nice, clean stroke making this is aggressive batting here. They already have 200 runs to their mark, and anything extra going on for here will be adding more and more pressure for Dfcc. And the score is now 2-1-3 for 2. 3 for 3. What a lovely sound that it made when the ball hit the bat. It was very short, and it was only going in one direction, little bit on the back foot, and he lashed onto it like a duck takes to water. Every time of the day, I would say you can play that stroke. That's the kind of strokes they keep on making in the batting drills day in and day night. On to Aman again. Outside off stump, played very well. Just a single. The call was for the second, but we'll just get 1 run. Both the batsmen have been communicating very well. That's the reason why they have been managing to do the course very well. Outside off stump, didn't connect it. The score will remain on 2-1-4 for 3 with 1 more delivery remaining now in the 19th over. So 7 more balls remaining now. I feel they have already had a bonus runs now as soon as they have crossed 200. Very outside off stump and wide delivery. The bowler is little perplexed with the decision from the umpire. But nonetheless, 1 run will be added to the extra, which will make it to 2-1-5 for 3 with 1 more ball still remaining in the 19th over. From Sagar, he has a match figure of 1 for 29. So not a good day in the office for Sagar. This is clean. Is it clean enough? And the fielder. Oh, that's a 6. That's a 6. Oh Lord, we were thinking that it will be 1 for 29 for Sagar, but unfortunately it will be 1 for 35 after 2 overs, and the score will be 221 for 3 with that 6 in the 19th over. It kept on sailing and sailing. He did take the catch, but both his foot were across the line, which meant 6 runs for the taking, and the score is now 221 for 3 with 1 more over remaining. The wound for DFCC is getting deeper and deeper. Most of the time, they have themselves to feel the pain, themselves to blame. The call is for the second, and they will. That's a run out. Probably a little slow of getting off the blocks was Aman there. Aman is there. It's actually Kailash Tiwari who will have to sacrifice his wicket, but Aman is still there. He's been the mainstay, but most importantly, he has got the strike. Actually, that's not good news because they'll get one run. The score will be now 2 for 3. As Kailash Tiwari has to go back to the pavilion, but 5 more deliveries remaining. Importantly, he played a very small sheet anchor role with Aman. And for 11 aces, it's a good thing is that Aman is there, will be there facing the second ball of this last over of the innings. Very way outside off stump. There is no question, no doubt that that will be an wide. Score moves on to 2 for 4 in the in 19.2 overs now. As Mehra is the new batsman who has joined Aman, but he will be at the non-strikers end. And the score on to 2 for 4. Aman on 80 of 38. Good ball. This is very good ball. Didn't allow him any opportunity to make some movement or to play that stroke. Very rare occasion where you have seen Aman failing to connect the ball, and this is one of the occasions. But this is good bowling also. In the very last over, they will do anything to use the long stroke. But he'll be happy. He has done his part. The score is a humongous 223. Again, this time the ball didn't actually come up much as he was expecting, Aman. The score will remain on 2 for 4. This is a wicket of the first ball, then a wide, then a dot. Very pretty much unusual for 11 aces that they haven't scored any run, especially with Aman being on strike. 3 more balls remaining. He connects this time. Almost fell onto his stumps, but 1 run as Aman takes it on the full and will give. And just checking the no ball was because of the height, but then the square leg umpire feels that that was a fair delivery. So just 1 run for Aman. He'll move on to 81 of 41, and the score on to 224 for 4. 83 is slow. Outside off stump, there is no one. That will be 4 runs. Dig outside is and towards the third man boundary for 4. The score keeps on moving thick and fast. 228 for 4. With 1 more ball remaining in the 20th over. When you slash, you need to slash it very hard so that there is no opportunity for anyone to lash onto that. And this time he has got 4 runs to his liking, but much to the discomfort of Dfcc. And so last ball of the innings coming up. Bowling to Mehra. Mehra trying to dig that ball in, and they will get a single, and the score will be now 229 for 4 after 20 overs. And so the target for DFCC is 230, but they have to do it in 18 overs, mind you, versus 11 aces. So 230 of 18 overs is the target for DFCC. Will be back very soon with the chase.
मुश्किल था
We'll have to see how they go on to the business because it's going to be a tough task, mind you. It's not impossible, but they have the task cut out here versus 11 aces versus the man in red. And the openers are Sagar and Prem, and the bowler is दिवाकर मेहरा. अच्छा ये नाम गलत है.
हो जाएगा जब रन डालेगा ना अपने आप आ जाएगा
Bowler Manoj Mehra. The bowler is Manoj Mehra. Here's the first ball of the second innings. He smashes it in the very first ball. They needed runs to score off, and 6 runs. What a good start this is for Dfcc. They know it's going to be quite a task, but Sagar says, why not start off with a maximum with the very first ball and give some response which they might not have thought of will be coming off the very first ball. So here you are, 6 runs to start off the ball rolling for Dfcc versus 11 aces. It has come from the bat of Sagar. I'm sure if my Hindi commentator would have been here from Anwar Siddiqui, he'd have said that the boon boon se Sagar banti hai. Sure, he says that Sagar is the one who has been doing it is very well. First ball, 6 runs. Short delivery, lashes onto it, over point, and gully field number 4. He is meaning business here, Sagar, and he knows how to do it, and he is showing that he has all the class. He was there as a fielder, and he has seen how Aman from 11 aces crafted his innings, and he has seen it very well. That's the new ball. It's a hard new SG ball. It's still a very good batting track. The target is huge. I would say the target is humongous because they have to chase it in 18 overs and not 20. And what a perfect story! What a perfect start here from the blade of Sagar. 10 runs already in 2 balls. And it's slashed very well over the man at point, and so now they have a fielder protecting the boundary towards the third man. Short delivery, almost like a walking stroke. The non-striker wanted to exchange singles, almost. There was a backup. Non-striker Prem wanted to exchange singles with Sagar. The way Sagar has been playing the strokes, probably Prem must be thinking that why not I try my hand in the very first over and create some impressions. And I'm sure his time will come. There's always a time for everyone. But that was a better delivery. All on the carpet, and he will find the boundary again. 14 runs already. This is good stroke making. You can see not only outfield is quick, the ball, as soon as it lifts the bat, it goes very strongly. And you just have to put some direction. And there's a lovely cover drive. I'm sure he'll be a man oozing in so much of confidence now. A 6 to start off, then a boundary, then a dot, now again a boundary. 14 for no loss in 4. Short delivery, again was trying to repeat the same stroke that he played in the second ball. But this time, he will just get a single and give Prem the strike with one more ball remaining in the first over. The score is now 15 for no loss. And they're chasing a target of 230 of 18 overs. थोड़ा बैठ जाऊं ना हाँ so that will be the left-hander Prem on strike. Will be facing Mehra. The stump. Cuts it very well, but will just get a single and will retain the strike. 16 for no loss after the first over for Dfcc versus 11 aces, chasing a target of 230 in 18 overs. Sorry, sir. Patrick. Pratik Batra has the ball in his hand, and the fielder says, the batsman says that no matter who, I'll be starting off any over with some boundary. This is precious. This is being hit very well from frame and on towards the boundary now. Piercing with the fielder and towards the long off boundary for 4, moving to 5, and a score on to 20 for no loss. Short delivery outside off stump, cuts it very well. The fielder giving a chase, and he does very well to get it retrieve with one hand. By the time the ball comes towards the wicket keeper, 2 runs will be completed, and the score will be now 22 for no loss in 8 balls. They started off their business very well. Now they require 208 more runs in 16.4 overs. That is 100 balls. So more than 2 runs per ball they need here. And it's not impossible. It's a task. It's a huge task. It's never impossible. Way outside off stump, the wicketkeeper does very well. With the dust comes out the ball out of the blue. Just white 23 for no loss. With 4 more deliveries now remaining. Pratik comes and Pratik goes. Prem hits it very well. That was a shot of authority. You can see he just stood up to that ball, didn't move an inch while playing that stroke. Probably never moved the muscle while playing that stroke. It's all the hand-eye coordination of Prem that had led that ball to go over the fielder's head and on towards the long off boundary. And he has, as he moves on to double figures, on to 13 of just 4 deliveries and a score on to 29 now for no loss for Dfcc. With 3 more deliveries remaining in this second over. The fielder has been asked to go a little back towards the boundary and long off. With change in tactics, short delivery. And this is bad. This is very bad news for the for the fielder and the wicket keeper also. That is wide, and that's a boundary. This is a very hard over for the bowler. He kicks the dust, but I feel he has himself to be blamed. He just made that fielder come up little up on towards him. But what he does in the very next ball, short delivery on the legs, it probably would have been a better delivery if he was a right-handed batter. But it was very short. Even a right-handed batter would have played probably over the point fielder's head. But nonetheless, it's a wide and a boundary for 5 runs for the taking and a score on to 34. That is swing. This is good ball. Almost bamboozled the batsman frame. It pitched on middle leg and a hint of movement outside off stump and towards the safe gloves of the wicket keeper. So after much long time, you can see a ball who has done definite movement on the leg side. would say this is good wicket keeping because he had to move quite an inch. The previous delivery, it went away. This time on the leg side. There's so much work. This time on the leg side again, but very softly played on the leg sides. Just a single off the hips now. The score moves on to 36 for no loss. But the batsmen are on double figures on 15 and 14 for Sagar and Prem. The wicketkeeper has now come completely closer towards the batsman for the lefty. No, he has again gone back, gone very back. Outside off stump, he smashes it. And the fielder giving it a chase from long on, but he will just have to go and do the retrieving business from the boundary. This is good stroke making. The score moves on to 40 for no loss after the completion of 2 overs. It didn't started off well, and it had also ended off with a boundary. 40 for no loss in pursuit of 230 in 18 overs for Dfcc versus 11 aces. अच्छा खेल है। बढ़ा वो भी। So Kunal has been introduced into the attack. The spinning abilities of Kunal will be definitely being tested by both the batsmen as Prem is now on strike and will be facing Kunal over the wicket for him. Little bit quicker on to him. It will be deflected towards the man at third man for just 1 run, and he'll give Sagar the strike, who's on 19 of just 6 deliveries. And Prem himself moves on to 15 of 7. Start of the first ball of the third over. Little bit in the air, but played towards the man at extra cover, at short extra cover, I'd say. Just one, no run. Score remains on 41 for no loss. Both the batsmen knows the slower delivery this time. He is very lucky that he didn't get the full Monty of his bat. Otherwise, probably it would have gone straight over his head. The slow nature of the ball actually made the bat get more angled, more towards the leg side, and that's the reason just 1 run in the offering. Change of angle now for lefty Prem. Score on to 42 for no loss. Played very well off the back foot. Non-striker already in charge, and he will get a single. As soon as the ball was being hit, Sagar was already more than halfway down. He had to respond Prem, and eventually he'll get a run. 43 for no loss. Both these batsmen have started off on a very positive note. Off the bat is 36, but look at those extras. 7 extras have been scored. So both the teams have conceded some good amount of runs via extras. Short delivery. That misfield will eventually allow Sagar to cross numbers with Prem, and will just get 1 run out. And now there'll be second one also. This is very sloppy from 11 aces. It was hit back of the non-striker. He misfielded again. He threw. The wicketkeeper misfielded. So a couple of runs in midst of all those. It will be now 45 for no loss with one more delivery remaining in Kunal's over. from 11 aces. Played very well with the angle bat, and the direction will mean that the 4 runs for Sagar and the score on to 49 for no loss after the end of the 3 overs. They're doing very well. At one point, initially we thought it might be a huge task. They knew it. They started this innings with a six, and now almost after the end of every over, they're finishing with a boundary, and now this time again with a nice boundary towards the name. 49 for no loss after the end of 3 overs for DFCC versus 11 aces. Mind you, they need to chase this target in 18 overs. 230, and now they have their foot firmly in the ground. Mohit Dhingra has been introduced into the attack from 11 aces. First thing first, gets a wicket. The runs will automatically, I'm sure, will dry down if the partnership has been broken. Flight delivery outside off stump, leaves the ball. Probably might thought that the umpire might just extend his arms, but it's a dot one. Score remains on 49 for no loss. Flights the ball again, leaves the ball this time again. So nice bit of an over to start off for Mohit Dhingra. Flights the ball again. This time he'll get a single, a very quick run, both between Prem and Sagar. It was the cover boundary, and the 50 is up for DFCC with that single. 50 for no loss in 3.3 overs. Seven runs coming is an extra. Because every time they manage to do something different, extras are there in the offering. Even for a DFCC, when they had the ball in their hand, you can see the amount of extras they conceded. Outside off stump, just that's misfield. This is cruel. You cannot be misfielding at a very important juncture while your team is looking out for a wicket. But 1 run to the total, not much damage done. The score will be now 51 for no loss in 3.4 overs. Slides the ball well, and he cuts very well, piercing both the fielder at point and gully towards the boundary for 4. There is no room for error at this juncture because it's a very good batting track, mind you. As soon as it leaves the bat, the outfield is fast. It is very fast enough. The ball will feel like a playground for it every time it leaves the bat because the amount of grass that's there in the outfield is almost minimal, and so very little room for error. And this time it is 4 runs to the liking of Prem, who now marches along on 21. Short delivery, didn't get much of elevation to play that stroke freely, but will exchange numbers with Sagar, who's on to 27 of 11, and that will bring the end of the over. 4 overs have been bowled. Score is now 56 for no loss. for Dfcc, chasing a target of 230 in 18 overs versus 11 aces. This is the prestigious Dafa News Pro Corporate League Season 11. We'd like to thank all our sponsors, the title sponsor Dafa News, our grooming partner V-Zone, Max Protein, our protein bar partner, Proteomio School, KEI Wires and Cables, and last but not the least, our official ball partner, our sportswear partner, SG. Team from SG has already played a match today and defeated Tata Communications in first match here. On the leg side, deflects that ball very well. But the fielder, jersey number 11, also was up to the task and quickly was onto his feet to stop the ball. The score will remain on 56 for no loss. Flicks on the leg side. The fielder is giving it a chase, but the misfield. And it will go towards the square leg boundary for 4. Almost. That's what the wicket keeper and the other fielders probably thinking that was the dive that important? Probably he could have come a little backwards onto that ball and could have stopped the ball. But nonetheless, 4 runs to the offering for Prem, who moves on to 26 of 15 and the score on to 60 for no loss in 4.2 overs. This could be close. This could be very, very close. You never know. Cricket is a very, very funny sport. Angle bad. This could be a catch. Oh, this is good. This is an absolute creamer of a catch. A far cry from the fielder, from the bowler. And the first wicket is down as Prem has to go back to the pavilion after scoring 26 of 16. He was as steady as house as he was looking towards the ball and came inching and running towards the ball and grabbed it both the hands as he fell onto the ground. This is a very good catch. This is a probably just might be game-changing moment. You never know, as the opening partnership is broken between Prem and Sagar, and the first wicket is down for 60 for 1. And the man in red, they will finally come in a huddle to celebrate this first wicket. But this is a very good catch. One for the season. On to, unfortunately, this is a recorded one. But probably a photographer would have definitely helped it. Never know. But I'm sure he can tell that I was the one who set the ball rolling while we were there doing the fielding duties. Fielder name?
Amandeep.
Amandeep na to dal dena Kules pair. So what a good catch that was from Amandeep Singh. He already has hit 5 sixes, Amandeep Singh, and he's a strong contender for the V-Zone maximum sixes. And this catch can probably go down as IFCO's safest pair of hands. You never know. There's still some stories to be unfolded, but as of now, Amandeep Singh with that catch is a very strong contender for that IFCO's safest pair of hands. Good. This is very good. They've been managing to poke the fielders and find the gaps almost every over. And this time it has been no different. This is not surprised that they have been able to do so. Because the innings and the timing has been so good from Sagar on to 31 of 12 as Jussi gets off the mark in the very first ball that he faces and gave it to Sagar, who now is feasting on the bowlers. The score moves on to 65 for 1 with one more delivery remaining in the 5th over. Short delivery, didn't get much time and room to play that stroke, but will get 1 run nonetheless. 5 overs have been bowled. It's 66 for 1 for Dfcc, chasing a target of 230 of 18 overs versus 11 aces.
Continue.
66 for 1 in 5 overs for Dfcc. Likes the ball, doesn't do justice to the way you are shaping up to play that stroke, but 1 run nonetheless towards the man at long off. 1 run will give it to Sagar. 1 run. Just he will be facing the second ball. Lights the ball, was giving himself some room, thick inside it, the fielder giving a chase. The ball is going towards the boundary. He did very well to play with his feet and stop the ball right in motion. So eventually, just a couple of runs for Jersey. At one point, we thought that it might go towards the boundary. Score moves on to 69 for 1 in 5.2 overs. Lights the ball well. This time, Jussi connects and it connects very well. Last ball didn't go for a boundary, but this time he says, I want to make a different trajectory for myself. Gives himself some room. And the connection was very good for 4 runs. He moves on to 7 of 3 and the score on to 73 for 1 in 5.3 overs. You never know. They might just scamper home. They have a good number of overs to do so. So never eliminate anyone.
उसके बाद जब फैल जाएगा ना तो प्रॉब्लम
Again, just 1 run. Was trying to hit it very forcefully. Was Jussi. The fielder was stationed proportionately for that stroke. So just 1 run. He'll give it to Sagar, who's on 33 of 14. 2 more deliveries remaining. Flight delivery outside off stump, driven back towards the bowler, who does it very well in his run up. Is Mohit Dhingra. He doesn't have any wicket to show up. Outside off stump, it's in the air, but it's in the gap also because there is no one. The ball will culminate towards the boundary for 4 over the super cover boundary. Almost the runs were starting to dry, but this 4 will make them come back to the game again, and they need it very well. That's what they're trying to do now. Probably the fielders can get a breather as they will be spread now across the field. So 6 overs have been bowled and Dfcc are now 78 for 1. So they have 11 more overs to get their job done. 12 overs, mind you, because it's a 18 overs contest for them. So 72 more balls remaining for them to achieve 230. It's not going to be easy. They need 152 of 72 balls to be done. So as of now, it looks to be a difficult proposition, but you never know. one or two good innings and a very solid partnership can make them go edge past the line versus 11 aces. But if they can do that, probably that will be one of the very historic moments of this season. You never know if you flip to the pages of this Pro Corporate League, this might be one hell of a chase. You never know. We have seen so many things being unfolding. On the leg side, his own held the cause. The ball is going towards the boundary, and slowly it will go yes wide, and then 4 runs. Not a good start. Definitely not a good start. 5 runs immediately. So 4 and a wide. So 5 runs. 83 for 1. Still all the 6 balls remaining intact from Kunal. No, what a form, no call from the non-striker. Trying to slash it very hard. Got the thick outside edge of the bat. No run. 83 for 1 in 6.1 overs. Ah, smashes it. Ah, this is good run. These are good 4 healthy runs. I would say good handsome runs here from the bat of Jussi. Moves on to double figures. 12 of 6 now. As soon as he smashed the ball, getting connected with the middle of the bat, both the fielders coming in from long off and square leg didn't have any answer to that ruthless stroke from Jussi. The score on to 87 for 1 with 4 more deliveries remaining. Lights the delivery again. He was trying to hit with the full force outside off stump. Good flighted delivery, but no connection. Score remains on 87 for 1. Short delivery outside off stump. Oh, he actually held the ball to go towards the boundary. It was coming a little slower, but not with the hand. The ball touched his legs and went towards the other end of the corner of the boundary for 4. More towards the long off boundary. Score will now move on to 91 for 1 in 6.4 overs. 2 boundaries already, three boundaries in fact already in this over, including a wide which went for a boundary. So 13 runs already from this over. It's in the air, but it will fall in no man's land. This is cruel. This is criminal, I would say. There's nothing much that you can do. An over being spoiled. It's been four fours now, including a wide. 17 runs already after 5 balls and 1 more ball remaining. He took it little casually, probably just went charging towards the ball, but was trying to stop it just one hand. But the ball went right past him and on towards the sweeper cover boundary for 4. 95 for 1. Smashes it. On the leg side, will the ball go towards the boundary? 5 fours in this over. That the dreadful side will now eventually finish, and the score will be now 99 for 1 after the end of 7 overs. It started with a wide and a boundary, and then another 4 boundaries to the name. So 20 runs in this over. This has been very, very expensive. It was 79 for 1. Now make it 99 for 1 after 7 overs. Seven overs, 99 for 1. 7 overs, 99 for 1. 230 of 18 overs.
131 of 66 balls. एक फोटो ले लो, अच्छा लग रहा है। हाँ हाँ ले लो। ये लेना है, ऐसे डाफा न्यूज को टैग कर दूंगा ना।
राहुल 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 नेक्स्ट बॉलर।
एक ऐसे लेना, डाफा न्यूज को टैग कर दूंगा। एक ऐसे लो एसजी को। थैंक यू। सॉरी बोलिए। हाँ ऐसे होता है ना, फिर मैं कमेंट्री भी कर रहा हूँ। हाँ अच्छा फोटो है। ये तो ब्लर हो गया। अच्छा ऐसे हाँ।
Good shot, what a connection that was. Half a dozen as both the hands of the umpire goes up into the sky. You know that sound of the ball hitting the middle of the bat is going just in one direction. It is going on to the paddy fields. What a connection that is. Every time those strokes are being hit, you can gleefully listen to the sound of the ball hitting the bat. Flighted delivery, cross-batted stroke again. The ball is going towards both the fielders. The second one will be coming very, very soon as the ball has been retrieved towards the danger end. But couple of runs are 6 and then a couple 8 runs already. And the score will be now 107 for 1. Flight delivery. Flights it again.
हाँ ये अच्छा हुआ है। हाँ अच्छा है। थैंक यू। प्रॉब्लम ये होता है ना कि करते हैं लेकिन बहुत लोग नहीं करते। थैंक यू। क्या हो गया? तब वो फटती नहीं फोन।
Good healthy 4 runs towards the back of the wicket keeper. Score is 1-1-3 for 1 with one more delivery remaining in the 8th over. They're going along the run rate very strongly here, Dfcc. Lighted delivery, swipe it very, very hard, but just get 1 run. Is the completion of the super over and sorry, the power play, not the super over. The fielders have been spread now, and that will bring also the end of the over. 8 overs have been bowled. It's 1-1-4 for 1. So technically there are just 10 overs remaining. So 60 balls now to achieve the target. And they need 116 of 60 deliveries. Mind you, if you look at the basis of T20 cricket, this this is not unachievable. They have 9 wickets in tech DFCC, so you never know this partnership. And even if they lose a couple of wickets,
72 बॉल 72 बॉल की यहाँ पे गलत दिखा रहा है 72 बॉल्स होगा तब 20 ओवर के होंगे ना 20 ओवर का नहीं है ना वहाँ पे उन्होंने एडजस्ट नहीं किया क्योंकि 18 ओवर्स मैच है ना हाँ हाँ तरह पे
just one run. A bit of a misfield will allow them to come for the second one. They quickly off the blocks, both the batsmen. That's where the communication plays a very important role. And it's 50 up for Sagar, 53 of 22 in the midst of this very good innings. Just see, giving him very good company at 25 of 11. Now with none for two, just one ball. Is the new bowler who has been introduced into the attack by 11 aces. Flights the ball well, top edge. The fielder is there, settles very well, and he manages to take it successfully. So this partnership is broken, and the second wicket is down at 116 for 2 for Dfcc. He will be distraughted with himself. As you can see, he doesn't want to go, of course. He tried to play the sweep shot very hard, only to get a top edge, which went a little bit higher in the sky. And the fielder settled very well onto him and taken it very well. So the second wicket is down, and it's 116 for 2 for DFCC.
पावर पे परफॉर्मेंस इनको भी नहीं सागर गया है ना
क्या है नाम ओके
Little bit onto him. The appeal, gentle appeal, but he was very safely in his crease. 117 for 2 for DFCC. 99th over with 2 more deliveries remaining. It's Bhavin will continue the over.
पीछे
Catches the call, and catch it is towards the fielder at long off boundary. So
एक ही ओवर में गया है ना
so 2 wickets in this over, and he's creating an impact here. A performance impact with the ball for sure. And now things are looking little tight here as good partnership was broken, and now again 11 aces have managed to pick up a wicket in the very same over.
वो जानने की बहुत जल्दी है।
Flights a delivery, misses and troops everyone, befalls everyone. Both the batsman and the wicketkeeper were looking in the same direction. The ball kept looping up and going, and at a very, very steady and a healthy rate towards the third man boundary for 4 runs. So 4 byes to the name for Dfcc. He was trying to use a long handle to make the ball go far and long, but it spun viciously to miss everyone and go towards the boundary.
बॉलर का नाम क्या था जिसने 2 विकेट लिए थे? जिसने 2 विकेट लिए इससे पहले? हम्म? भाविन क्या नाम है? माथुर?
Flight set delivery, misfield will allow the batsman to get 4 runs. So 126 for 3. Waited for that ball, patiently come onto him. The fielder misfielded. Probably he was not getting enough legs to cover that ball. But eventually that will go towards the sweeper cover boundary. There's one fielder trying to chase it down, but he was just a spectator who had to retrieve the ball. 126 for 3 in the 10th over. Defensively played back to the bowler. You know, you have already been 2 wickets down in the previous over, so the pressure is really back onto them. They're playing very freely when only the first wicket was down. But after that, this is good. Yes, flashes the houses here so quick there. There's no answer for that. The batsman is bemused, and the square leg umpire he lifted his dreaded finger, and the wicketkeeper will celebrate. He was asking some questions that probably he didn't lift the foot, but the wicketkeeper is very quick. Probably an inspiration from MS Dhoni. You never know. Dhoni has been known to be as quickly as reflexes as possible, and that's what the wicketkeeper has done. He's inflicted it very well. So the fourth wicket down here for DFCC at 126 on the board in the 10th over, with one more ball remaining in the 10th over. The runs have dried down thanks to some steady bowling and tightening the screws from 11 aces. They have managed to pick up 3 wickets in couple of overs, and that's the reason why they're a little bit on the back foot now. DFCC, the equation was always against them, but with 4 wickets now falling down, it is getting a little ominous and that's little difficult here for the man in grey and orange. But the men in red, they will try and finish it as soon as possible. 126 for 4 in 9.5 overs.
चल रही है या तो
Was again trying to play the full Monty stroke. 126 for 5.
यार तुम
Flighted delivery again, inviting the long stroke. It's a Dada Sujoy. The side Kirmani of the side. This time little quicker. Debs it slowly towards the man at point. The single will be quicker. Almost. You can hear the woos and ahs being there as Dada Sujoy. Akash side Kirmani gets off the strike. And the score will be 127 for 5 with 2 more deliveries remaining in the 11th over. Flighted delivery taken on the full, and will wait for the umpire's signal. A 6 being signal. Yes. Oh, just inside the rope here for Ajay. Gets off the mark with a huge 6. And the score will now move on to 139 for 5 in the 11th over.
ओवर खत्म नहीं हुआ.
Way outside off stump, it spun viciously, but not to the liking of the bowler. So 1 run will be added to the total in the form of an extra. Again, it's almost like a replay of the previous delivery. So again, a wide. All this energy has been actually wasted by the bowler. Now a change in angle. He will be bowling round the wicket. Lighter delivery again, trying to go for the full Monty. Looking at the umpire, probably feeling that there might be the slightest of nick, but there was nothing. He ends a very good over.
कितना 12 overs. कितने overs? 11 ना.
वही तो बोल रहा हूँ ज्यादातर क्या चढ़ नहीं रहे
12 overs बाकी 11 overs.
एक ही बार दबा उसको, एक ही बार दबा, 2 बार मत दबा.
12 overs ना.
हाँ 135.
हम्म.
11 over 135.
135 for 5 in 11 overs. So 7 overs more remaining now. Plays it well. There is a fielder, and he takes safe as houses. That's Rajatdeep.
बॉलर नेम बता देना एक बार दोबारा.
Again, Harpreet. It's not Rajatdeep, it's Harpreet actually who has taken the catch. He was one of the opening batters for 11 aces, and he takes it very comfortably, like a child holding his baby.
बॉलर नेम क्या था.
And it's almost looking like the match is faltering from them, and it's almost like it's almost like the final nails in the coffin being hit. So 7 wickets down here for Dfcc.
बैट्समैन नेम.
Driven towards the man, well past cover for 1 run.
अभी कौन सा वाला स्कोर देखूं.
चेंज कर दे, डॉट करके पास आएगा.
Taken on the full, fielder takes it very well. He has a smile on his face as he takes that catch. Jersey number 29. Those are the fielding drills that you get day in and day out. And he manages to successfully take that catch. So one more nail being hit in the coffin here as DFCC they lose their 8th wicket, and it's 7th wicket down actually for DFCC, and probably it will be safe to say that the man in red 11 aces are now actually romping home because not only runs have dried up, they've lost wickets, and it's 18 overs, mind you. It's not 20 overs; it's 18 overs contest for them, and the target is far away now at 230. But it is good. That was a nice, comfortable catch. So one catch each for the long on and the long off fielder. First by Harpreet and now by jersey number 29. Fielder का नाम क्या है? By Aman. अमन मीन्स अमनदीप ना, यही तो है. इसका पीछे अभय लिखा हुआ है लेकिन अमन ही है. Vivek has the ball in his hand. One run immediately in the very first ball. हाँ हाँ सचिन जी बोलिए बोलिए बोलिए. 140 for one. In the 13th over, flies the delivery. Outside off stump will just get a single. It's like all the regulation that we have in picture. He's distorted with himself. Was trying to play with more angle bat towards more towards the long on fence, but just one run. Flighted delivery again. He's bowling beautifully here. The running has been very good here. Just one run again, giving it back to the lefty with the orange cap on head. Will change the end but the flight of the delivery has been very good. Softly played towards the man at point. No run. The score will remain the same at 148 for 7 with one more ball remaining in the 13th over. Outside off stump delivery. He is bemused at the turn with the amount of turn that was prodigious turn which came more uncomfortably onto him. So 13 overs have been bowled, 5 more overs remaining. And the score is now 148 for 7 for Dfcc, chasing a target of 230 in 18 overs. This is the prestigious Dafa News Pro Corporate League Season 11 and an opportunity to thank our sponsors. Title sponsor Dafa News, grooming partner Vizone Grooming India, IFCO, spreading greenery all across India, KEI Wires and Cables, Max Protein, Protimeo School, and last but not the least, our official sportswear partner and also the balls, those nice SG balls that have been provided. SG, they've already played a match today and they have won it by 2 wickets versus Tata Communications on the match number 1 being played at this very venue of ground number 3. Outside off stump delivery, trying to play the long stroke, long and hard. The connection wasn't really there. That's why they couldn't do it. Dot delivery. 11 aces going on to their job very well. They know this. Oh, this is looping up. This is looped up like this looked like schoolboy cricket actually. He was trying to defend that ball, but it went straight back to the bowler. So the 8 wicket down for 148. Wanted to defend probably in two kinds of mind whether to play that stroke on the leg side or defend it, but eventually that ball actually took the take front of the bat and looked right back to the bowler. So 8 wicket down at 148. And it's looking more and more ominous now that the game is safely in the bag of 11 aces versus Dfcc. Just one run. It was in the air for some time, but it fell in no man's land. So just one run the score. We slowly move on to 149 for 8. So just one run being added to the total. They're getting as miserly as possible in this slog overs is the man in red. And change in end for the lefty will come from the other end of the corner. Flight set delivery. It's like a Dhoni stroke. 6 runs. Ball came towards the comb box. But what a good strike that was. It felt like Ravindra Jadeja playing that stroke. What a good shot. What a good hitting this is. Kind of a half helicopter stroke that was. But 6 runs nonetheless for the taking. That is powerful. That was majestic to see. And immediately gave reminiscence of Ravindra Jadeja playing that stroke. But what a straight as an arrow stroke that was. I'm sure that will give him so much of confidence. It probably might in the losing cause here, but runs there for the taking for him. Flighted delivery again. This time outside edge will wait for the umpire signal. That ball has gone towards the boundary. Pies signal from the umpire. He is little distorted with himself of not getting that connection right. He already had hit a six in the previous delivery, but this time 4 runs for the team. So 10 runs in 2 balls for Dfcc. But they have still a long, long way to go from here. Score is now 159 for 8 as he changes ends. Will be bowling around the wicket now. Doesn't fly the ball much this time. The ball didn't rise up as much to the liking of the batter. And that's what he's saying. The ball actually skidded right through him, and the wicketkeeper did very well to stop that ball, and that will also bring the end of the over. 159 for 8. So just 4 overs now remaining. And as the overs dries up, despite some good contribution in the very previous over, it will be safely been a match for 11 aces. Huge turn, prodigious turn, but the turn will actually benefit the batting team as it will be a wide and a single gentle appeal for a run out also. Everything happening here, but we have to keep the focus mainly. So 2 wickets more remaining here, and lefty is there in strike. They try and finish this overs. Just 3.5 overs now remaining. Probably finish all your 18 overs. Short delivery, rocks on the back foot. Will just get a single. There is protection. They are actually not taking the single. He did come halfway down the track. He's saying, probably you can do the business there. I'm the one there at the non-strikers end. Well, this communication might just help. You never know. Probably hit some long strokes, get some batting practice done. Flighted delivery outside off stump, angle bad. Again, they will not. This time they will take a single crossover. 1 run for the left-handed batter. 162 for 8. As Dave gets the strike and Divakar moves on to 14. Flighted delivery, and it's a stumping. Yes, it is. 9th wicket down here, and that's what Divakar is trying to ask the umpire. He probably lift the foot, and thus at that moment, the stumps were inflicted by the wicketkeeper. And with that wicket, the match is done and dusted. So 9 wickets down, and they don't have enough batters. So 1 batter short, and that will mean that they have match khatam na? That they have won this contest versus Dfcc. 11 aces.